Welcome back to Gearhead Man. Today we're deep diving into the story behind the 2008 reboot of Knight Rider, a show that tried to bring the legendary talking car back to primetime but ended up sputtering out after just one season. Why did this high-profile revival fail to capture the imagination of viewers, and what lessons can be learned from its missteps? Let's hit the accelerator and find out. Before we talk about the reboot, let's remember what made the original Knight Rider, 1982 to 1986, a pop culture phenomenon, starring David Hasselhoff as Michael Knight and featuring KITT, the iconic AI-powered Pontiac Trans Am, the series' blended action, futuristic tech, and a charismatic lead. It was campy, fun, and ahead of its time, spawning a loyal fan base and endless nostalgia. Hit the nitrous button to arrive at 2008. Ford Motor Company collaborated with NBC to launch a new version of Knight Rider, hoping to revive the franchise for a new generation. The show starred Justin Bruning as Mike Tresseur, the son of Michael Knight, and introduced a new KITT, now a Ford Mustang Shelby GT500KR, equipped with even more advanced technology, including the ability to transform and morph. Ford's financial investment in the show Reboot was never disclosed. However, considering that when KITT transformed into other vehicles, that they were all Ford Product S, and Ford would supply all the needed cars, as well as two 2008 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500KR for the show. That brings another point to ponder. Was Shelby American involved in the Knight Rider reboot, or was Carroll Shelby, who was preoccupied with his failing health, to pay attention to what was going on with Ford and NBC with the Knight Rider reboot? Another point with the star of show, the 2008 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500KR was basically a 2008 Ford Mustang GT off the showroom floor, given to the production company to transform into a Shelby GT 500KR that was never touched by Shelby. Just fake badging and camera tricks. I never knew that Ford was into cross-dressers. Lack of original charm. The reboot struggled to capture the charm and campiness of the original series. Many fans felt the new cast lacked the chemistry and likability of Hasselhoff and his KITT sidekick. The tone shifted too much towards a generic action show, losing the unique personality that made the original memorable. Weak writing and storytelling. Critics panned the series for its shallow plots and weak character development. The stories often felt rushed and didn't offer the kind of suspense or wit that viewers expected, making the show forgettable week after week. Overuse of CGI and gimmicks. The new KITT could transform into other Ford model cars and trucks and perform wild stunts thanks to CGI, but many viewers found these effects cheesy and distracting. Instead of enhancing the story, the visual effects sometimes overshadowed it, making the show feel more like a video game than a compelling drama. Poor ratings and critical reception. Despite strong initial interest, ratings quickly dropped. Critics described the show as uninspired and flat, and it failed to generate the buzz NBC hoped for. The network ultimately pulled the plug after just 17 episodes, which only 5 aired. Ford bailed after the first test screening of the 2-hour pilot episode that received horrible feedback from the test audience. Missed fan expectations. Nostalgic fans wanted a connection to the original series, but the reboot didn't deliver enough callbacks or satisfying Easter eggs. Even David Hasselhoff's brief cameo wasn't enough to win back longtime viewers. Competition and changing TV landscape. In 2008, TV was changing fast, with more competition from cable and streaming. The reboot couldn't stand out in a crowded market, especially as audiences moved toward more sophisticated shows and formats. The 2008 Knight Rider reboot had all the ingredients for a hit: a beloved brand, cool cars, high-tech gadgets, but it failed to recapture the spirit of the original and fell flat with both critics and fans. Sometimes nostalgia isn't enough. You need heart, smart writing, and respect for what made the classic special.
I'm gonna try something.
I'd advise against it.
Why? You don't even know what I'm gonna do.
I rely on past performance to indicate future action. Prepare for impact.
Get turbo boost.
Not on a turn, Michael.
It's no fun being predictable. Can't you scream like a girl?
All right, wow. What do you think about the failures of the reboot of Knight Rider in 2008? Wow, that's a mess. You know, all the right components were there, and it just didn't work. So, what do you think? What do you think? Why it didn't work? Let me know in the comments. Share whatever your thoughts are on 2008 Knight Rider. Were you a diehard Pontiac guy and you wanted Knight Rider to still be in the Pontiac? Were you cool with the Mustang? Part that kind of threw me was the transforming Mustang and how it transformed into every Ford model. Pickups, not pickups, other cars. That's crazy. I think that was that's what I didn't like. I had a hard time wrapping my head around that whole idea. Let me know what you think. You know, just go ahead and give us a comment. I'm eager to hear what you have to think about your reasons that maybe the 2008 Knight Rider failed. They did even have David Hasselhoff worked into it, but also it wasn't a lot of Easter eggs. They didn't bring back hardly anybody from the original series. So I guess there was a lot of things that broke. Like I was pointing out, Ford Motor Company pretty much wanted a Ford car commercial. Is NBC there to blame because NBC didn't push back and say, no, we don't need your money. It's a great idea to relaunch Knight Rider with a new kit. We kind of like the Mustang feel, but we don't want to make a car commercial. All I had to do was push back Ford's money and give us something they wanted to give us. And maybe it would have been better. Maybe it would have worked. Who knows? All we know is it didn't work. And Ford tapped out early. NBC only could stomach 5 of the 17 episodes seeing light of day, and then they killed it. I think theoretically it should have worked, but it just didn't. All right, what would you like to see for my next? If there's something in the TV world that involved an automobile as a co-star, let me know, and I'll dig something up on that, and maybe put together an episode for whatever you guys share with me in the comments. Definitely, while you're down there giving us a comment, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and that way you won't miss any of our new episodes. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Thanks again, everyone, for being supportive of Gearhead Man. This channel is really blowing up from all your support and love. Give us a like, give us a share, subscribe, and we'll see everyone next episode. Everyone be safe out there.